Direct from Foxborough, Massachusetts, the gem of Norfolk County, and taped at the studios of Foxborough Cable Access. It's Foxborough Central. And here's your host, Bob Hickey.
Welcome, Foxborough, to another great edition of Foxborough Central. I'm Bob Hickey, I'm your host. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your busy day to sit with me as we talk about Foxborough, all the good things in our community, and some of the exciting things that make Foxborough special. Speaking of a special day, how's everybody doing today? I am here with a couple ghouls and a director. Bill Cunningham, welcome.
Hi, Bob.
Bill Cunningham is the executive director of Bay Colony Productions, owners of the Orpheum Theater, so executive director of the Orpheum Theater here in Foxborough. Yep. Welcome to Foxborough Central.
Thanks.
It's good to see you.
You as well.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing? Just hanging out, chilling?
Yep.
So it's, for those of you who are fans of the show and have watched Foxborough Central before, you know, so we usually have just, question answer format, have a little coffee, we chit chat. Today's going to be just a little bit different because, as you know, every year around this time, October means fall football, it means apple picking, it means haunted house. The Orpheum Theater once again is hosting the haunted house, and it's great to have not only the haunted house and live theater in Foxborough, but a couple of your, I don't want to call them participants,
yes,
actors,
victims.
Well, they look more like they're on the other side of the victim.
I was going to say we make victims. We aren't victims.
So the victims are the ones who would be going
customers
to the haunted house, and if they went to the haunted house, it looks like they'd see a couple really talented, good-looking, and
interesting
actors. Yes, thank you. Kelly, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's Kelly if it's easier.
No. I got to get it right. Kels Ferguson, you are with not with the Orpheum Theater, but you are an actor with the Haunted Theater.
Yep, the Orpheum House of Horrors is what we call it.
Orpheum House of Horrors. Perhaps folks have seen the orange signs that sprout up on various lawns around town. Folks who obviously are supporters of the Orpheum Theater and give you encouragement, reminder to go to the haunted house. So this year it's called the
House of Horrors. Actually, it's always been called the House of
Well,
Horrors.
for the last few years, it's the Orpheum House of Horrors.
Always is a relative term.
Yeah.
So this year, the haunted house features some really cool stuff. And I know that I was out there the other day with my son doing some background footage, and I was just really stunned by some of the really cool things. For those of you who are fans of the old JC's haunted house, this is a great son of, and actually it's gotten bigger and better. I was looking at the vortex.
Yep.
That is just...
that thing freaks me out. Every time I have to go through the haunt, I have to skip around it because it just totally freaks me out.
Now, I don't want to give away any secrets. If this is something people have to pay admission to go see, I don't want to give it away.
Something you got to see.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we can talk
definitely
about it. You
something
still
you have
need
to
to. We couldn't do it justice.
I gotta tell you, and perhaps it's because I myself, back in my haunted house days, tried to do something. I think it ended up, and for all of you old JCs, remember the Wheel of Death? What I tried and failed miserably, these folks have figured out and done a great job with. So I'm looking forward to getting my ticket to going to the haunted house this year. Speaking of tickets, if I wanted to go to the haunted house, what weekends is it on? And I don't want to do dates because this could be...
It's every weekend in October.
Yeah.
Granted, we passed our inspection today, which is Thursday, the 4th. We open tomorrow. So it's Fridays and Saturdays, 7 to 10. We also have a Sunday night this Sunday because of Columbus Day weekend.
Right.
And then for those of you who it might be a little too scary, you can come on Saturdays, a lights up tour, which means, all the lights are up and you can walk through, and that's 1 to 3 on Sundays. Yeah.
So that's on Sundays, Sunday afternoons.
Yep.
There's call it a kitty haunt or a
Like lights on tour.
Lights on.
Gentle haunt.
Yeah.
And then at night
No holds barred. Buttons comes out to play.
Is that his name?
His name is Buttons and Bones.
Buttons doesn't talk. Buttons and Bones doesn't talk, does it? What does he do? Tell me, Kels.
He is freaky, is what he does. He walks around, freaks people out. He's got a great personality. He's just not mic'd at the moment.
I heard somebody said Jack the Ripper had a great personality too, but I wouldn't know that for shooting.
Unless you were a lady of the night, then you had problems.
So Buttons and Bones, and you are?
I am actually Lady Two-Face. It's based off of the Batman character Two-Face.
I got it, because that's a very professionally done makeup job. I love that. Had to be hard to put on. Do you do it yourself? Does somebody else do it too?
Actually, I had Buttons and Bones did it.
Buttons and Bones.
Underneath all of that, that's Ray Mitchell, and he's a fantastic makeup artist.
And in all seriousness, Kels and Ray have been great to join Bill this morning. And when I used to do the haunted house, I failed miserably on many other things with my makeup. I always ended up looking like a raccoon, no matter what I was going for.
You were mentioning Kiss earlier, I think.
Yeah, it's right along the line. I'm very basic color. But that is a beautiful makeup job. And it had to have taken a ton of time to do that.
No, it took about 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
And Buttons and Bones is the makeup professional, eh?
Yes.
And I'm sure he makeup and scaring the jeepers out of everybody. That's a good thing. Bill.
Yes.
I hate to say it, but you and I are out of place. And since I'm the host, it can't be me. I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, you're looking a little pale.
Yeah.
I know this is New England, and I know that the sun doesn't shine very much once that 2 days of summer in July goes by.
That's right.
But you're looking wicked pale.
Well, maybe we can have Buttons take care of that for us.
Buttons. He looks like he's thinking. He's giving us the nod sign. Okay, so folks at home, what we're going to do is promote the haunted house. The haunted house is at the Orpheum Theater, located on the Common in Foxborough. It is every weekend in the month of October, Friday and Saturday, and also Sunday afternoon. There is a lights on tour. Are there also tours on Sunday nights?
Just the one.
Just the
Just
one.
the one before Columbus Day.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so this is something unique to Foxborough. I know that other communities have some hayrides and haunted this and that, but Foxborough has a standalone haunted theater, and this is a recurring, I don't call it a recurring theme, but it certainly does come back every year.
Yep.
How many years have you been doing this now?
Well, we started with the JCs. We partnered with them 5 years ago, and we did 2 years with the JCs, and then the last 3 years we've been doing it ourselves.
And I love the show, and I love the dynamic. Do you have, everybody's a volunteer, of course?
Yeah,
that is
pretty
there,
much,
and
yeah.
So people come out for the love of scaring people.
And one of the great things I think is that where we have a professional makeup artist, Kels also helps as well, so the kids can come with their ideas, or any of the adults that show up, and we pretty much make it happen as long as it's doable. It's not like super complicated. So they can kind of create their own character.
Complicated?
I don't. No, today's not going to be. I change. I kind of every day I do something different. So.
Well, I can't wait to see what today is.
One time he came in with nails and went, "Put these on my face." That's where this picture comes from. And it started with, what did we start with? We started with, we ended up with nail glue.
No, we ended up with crazy glue.
We ended up with crazy glue. Yeah, it ended up getting a little
Started with
ridiculous.
Buttons speaks, although Buttons isn't on microphone, so
It's probably difficult to hear.
It's probably
but yeah,
difficult to hear.
We ended with crazy glue, but he was like, "I have all these nails. Get them on my face." So.
So I don't know if folks at home can see that poster, but they are around town. And the important thing is go to www.orpheum.org in order to get more information. Or Fridays and Saturday nights, come out to the Orpheum Theater.
If you go to the website, there's a $3 coupon code if you buy your ticket online.
Ooh, I like coupons.
$3.
Yeah. So, but it's online ticketing. You'd have to go to the website orpheum.org, get the code, then go to Brown Paper Tickets or call them and give them the code, and you can get $3 off your ticket.
Excellent, excellent. So it can be an affordable night out as well as a fun and scary. Great date night, great way to take the family out and keep the kids in line, right?
Sure.
Oh, we take you here all the time.
So I'm thinking, Kels, that now might be a good time because people obviously aren't going to pay big money to go see Mr. Pasty, but they might pay to see, what's your character going to be today?
I think just a zombie.
Zombie through the magic of television.
Bill's
We're going to
zombie.
see Buttons and Bones and Kels make Bill Cunningham, Executive Director of the Urban Theater, into
Bill
a
the
zombie. Now, Kels, tell me, what is the first thing we need to do to get him ready?
The first step is we're going to use an air compressor and an airbrush.
An air compressor and an airbrush.
Yes, and it makes a lot of noise. So, but we're going to base him out, and that's what it's called, is basing out. If you look at what I have done, it's some white and some red that he's used, and then we just kind of color in on top of that. So it's a process, but it's a quick process.
Well, let's start, and through the magic of television, it's going to be an even quicker process.
Yes,
I bet.
exactly.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the air compressor.
Yep, you're in
Buttons
charge of
and
the
bones.
plug.
I am in charge of that. Buttons and bones. I'm going to give you the high sign as soon as you're going to give me the high sign that we're ready to go. Are we? He can't speak. Kels, is he ready to go?
Well, I mean, yeah, he's removing the things he needs to remove. You gonna take off your mask too?
Uh-oh.
So you get to
Okay,
see
so
Ray.
now we're getting Ray Mysterio here. So, Bill, with the Orpheum Theater coming back again this year, it involves an entire transformation of the theater, does it not?
Yeah, it takes about a month to build it, and fortunate enough, I get a lot of the junior high and high school kids during the day, and then I have my adults at night, and we have to sheetrock and drywall almost every room. The vortex, which you're talking about, is 20 feet long. Takes
Takes
a
up
few
pretty much
days.
the whole stage.
Yeah.
Wow. And you had mentioned that inspection day is today, and I know
Yep.
it's a very safe production.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah, we're fully sprinklered, alarmed, but they just want to make sure that we're not, we have to be 18 inches from the ceiling or any of the sprinklers.
that's technical talk.
Absolutely. We get Deputy Chief Bagley came
The
yesterday.
hallways have to be 3 feet wide.
Bill Caspera, the building inspector, will come today, and they both might come back tomorrow.
Okay.
Because if we have any small
Sure.
things that we need to, take care
So
of.
what we're saying is that if folks pay good money to come to the Orpheum Theater for the haunted house, they will be scared but safe.
Absolutely. One of the things I like about it too is it works for and against us, but you can wait inside for the most part. Other places you have to wait outside, and you're in the turnstile. It's like Disneyland.
Particularly this time of year, the New England
But
weather. And
if it's raining, you don't get wet. You wait inside. We put an old black and white film on the screen while you wait. The only downside is they don't move as much. And you could be waiting 1 hour at another one, but since you're moving, it doesn't feel like that. But sitting for an hour, sometimes. We just gotta.
I've sat watched that movie. It's not a bad. There's good entertainment the entire night.
We also tend to have actors walking around the theater so we usually have a couple of wanderers who kind of walk around and scare people.
Keep
and
everything
Keep
going.
everybody entertained
All
while they're
right.
waiting.
So what I'm going to do is something very highly technical, folks at home. Don't try this at home, but I'm going to plug in an air compressor.
Do we need a union electrician for that?
We might, but we'll see if we turn out all the lights on the set or if we get started. So, Buttons and Bones, are you ready to go? Are you locked and loaded? Okay, here we go. Wish me luck, folks.
We're gonna base out in green because zombies tend to be green.
Zombies are green.
Zombies
right?
are green.
All right, and he's giving a sample airbrush on himself.
And this is where most people have the problem because when, for instance, you said that you ended up looking like Kiss, you got cakey. This isn't cakey. It doesn't have that really matted, layered gook feel
No, it
to
doesn't.
it. It's very soft and very light, and it colors in really well.
Okay, so we are going to enjoy watching Bill Cunningham get airbrushed.
So we have about 3 or 4 stations set up. So when the volunteers come in, we can do assembly line and kind of get them based out, and then they'll go down the line to someone who might do more detail, or Ray will just do the detail.
It's usually the other way around. They end up with Ray at the end.
Yeah, just to make the process go a little faster.
Because if we were doing this with, say, cream, luckily we have 2 airbrushes. So if we were
3.
doing, we have 3, that's right. If we were doing this with a cream, it would take so much longer, and that took like 30 seconds or so.
That did.
Each year we try to buy something new, something that'll last and we can use over and over again.
He was yelling at me this morning because I kept opening my eyes by accident.
Oh, that can't be good.
Well, I mean, it's all low pH base, so it doesn't burn or anything like that.
Oh no.
I've had it in my mouth, I've had it in my nose, I've had it in my ears.
It's all non-toxic.
It's all non-toxic, so. There's definitely been times where I've taken Q-tips to my ears and come out with black and purple and been like, especially around October.
All I remember is that
And it is kind of difficult to stay relaxed because you got all this air coming at your face, so you're like,
well, that really does change his look, though.
it does. It's all just 2 colors right now. All we got is green and purple.
Through the magic of television and all that is, Mr. Cunningham, formerly the executive director of the Orpheum Theater, is now, what is he?
Bill the Zombie.
Bill the Zombie. Actually, after a couple of the late nights at the theater and getting everything set up, plus the other job with karaoke and all the other things that you do with
Too many time warps.
I was going to say, too many time warps.
The last show you talked about time warps.
I suspect 2 o'clock in the morning sees you looking like this without the makeup. Ray, you're doing a great job. You're not on mic, so I can't talk to you, but I am going to talk to Kells. He's looking great.
Yeah, and that took, I mean, you sat here through it. It took about 10 minutes, not even.
10 minutes to look like that. And so if people are going to the Orpheum Theater for the haunted house, tell me again what it is called this year. The
House of Horrors.
House of Horrors. I should
Orpheum
write that
House
down.
of Horrors.
Sorry about that, folks. The House of Horrors. They might see Bill looking like a zombie, or they might see him. He said he's...
It's luck of the draw with Bill. He comes in and tells us what he wants, and we
I
try
had
to
a
make
zipper
it
face
happen.
one year.
Yeah, he did have a zipper face one year. I might have a picture of that somewhere.
He's unscripted, is he?
Yep, he had a zipper face one year. We glued nails to his face another year.
That was an event.
Had an eye in the middle of my forehead.
We had, I think, fake insects on
Yep.
you at one point.
Cockroaches.
Yeah, cockroaches just sort of climbing out of orifices.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. So, Bill, you act at the Orpheum?
Yeah, it depends. I'm a bit of a troubleshooter, kind of, depending on what's going on. So I get my makeup last.
Okay.
Once the house starts and I know it's up and running,
See what's going on.
he'll be kind of cleaning up. I'm like, can you put this on? And I'm able to go around, and because the one thing I hate is when you go to a haunted house and you see someone who's not dressed or
Right.
so at least if I'm dressed like this, I can pretend if I'm fixing something, I don't look too out of place. I just look like I'm a roaming character.
There-
Yeah,
well,
all of the people who help out dress.
Everybody dressed.
The people at the concessions
character.
are dressed. The people at the ticket windows are dressed. People who walk around and assist things are dressed.
So you're a volunteer there, as is Ray. And what sort of, why do you do it?
I love Halloween. I get to do stuff like this. It's fantastic. Get to dress up in crazy costumes and do all the makeup.
So you don't look like that all the time.
No,
In the real
unfortunately
world,
not.
what do you do?
In the real world, I'm actually a musician, and I have a band that's we're actually primarily based out of Foxborough in Norwood,
Okay.
called Pie Alley. We've been here around here a while.
Pie Alley, I
Yes.
have heard. So.
You played at Waxy's, right?
Yeah, we have played at Waxy's.
Okay, so always do a little cross promotion on
Yeah,
any
there's
opportunities.
that.
So Pie Alley, they can come see you, and you sing, you play.
I sing. I'm one of the singers, and I play keys. At least I attempt to play keys. They sort of shoved them at me and went, "Learn how to do this," and I went, "Okay."
There you go. And you don't. I mean, you look great. Don't get me wrong.
Thank you.
But you don't look quite like this.
No, I
So
don't.
this is unique to the haunted house, and my understanding is you and Ray also are with the RKO
Army.
RKO
Yes.
Army.
The last segment when you spoke to Bill about the different things that we do at the Orpheum, one of the things is the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay.
And you said that you used to go there when you were younger, and people would throw things, and there'd be shadow casting actors,
Yes.
and we do all of that. So we have the picture showing in the back, and then we also have the actors shadow casting the whole thing. And there's no food, do we do confetti?
Confetti, yes.
We do confetti, but no rice,
no rice,
no
no squirt
toast,
guns.
No
no
rice, no
squirt
toast.
guns, stuff like that. But we
Stuff
don't.
that
But we
melts.
do cards. We
Causes a
do
mess.
confetti. We do the newspaper. All the different things that you would bring to Rocky Horror, and then of course the audience shouting at the screen the whole time.
So it's a great way for, and it's an 11 o'clock show, and it's towards the end of the month.
We start at 11, but the
Yeah.
actual showing of the movie is at midnight.
Really?
So, yes. So
So it's a whole evening. you
It
do.
is. It's a whole
Okay.
evening because we do pre-shows and stuff like that. Because our cast gets together and they do like these little mini skits beforehand, and then we screen the show at midnight.
So to see Ray and Kells and a cast of maybe not thousands, but the RKO Army, people can go to the Rocky Horror Show, check out the Orpheum's website at www.orpheum.org.
And then you can check out rkoarmy.com. Is it .com or .org?
It's .com.
It's .com. rkoarmy.com.
All this month we're doing thriller.
RKOArmy.com.
And we're doing Thriller all this month.
Really?
Yes, so we do Shadowcast Thriller. So we have a Michael
So
Jackson
people
and a
may wanna
girlfriend, and
get
then a whole
on
bunch of
and-
zombies come out and dance.
All right. And Wow, that's new for me. I wasn't expecting that. So while we're talking, Ray over here has been working hard on our resident zombie. What is he doing right now? That looks gross.
It is kind of gross. Don't get it in your mouth. It tastes awful. Wait, is that the mint one? Oh, Ray. Oh, it's so gross. It tastes terrible. It's like a cornstarch base or something like that, but it's awful.
Nothing near that fun.
Yeah, it tastes just awful. We did a zombie walk a couple of months ago, and I put a whole mouthful in my mouth and let it like dribble down, and I almost heaved in front of everybody. It tasted so bad.
A vomiting zombie. That would be something I would pay to go see.
Gross.
Absolutely. Bill, you're looking great, baby.
Never felt better.
Never felt better.
There you go, Ben Nye Stage Blood.
We did not receive a promotion from Ben Nye, but I'm sure that Ben does good stuff. So this is a zesty mint flavor.
This is the zesty mint flavor. This is the one that I'll put in my mouth and not complain.
I'll probably stick with milk and iced tea. But
Yeah.
anyway.
You'd probably be better off.
So what does Ray do with the RKO Army? Is he
Ray
Dr.
does-
Frankenfurter or is he Brad?
Ray is the criminologist. You've also done.
I'm a former director, and I played every part in the show. So.
Yeah, pretty
Dr.
much.
Everett?
Dr.
Everett Scott.
I remember these
Primarily
things.
doing Dr. Scott and Eddie currently.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do
occasionally
Eddie
Rick.
as well.
Isn't it great how he doesn't remember he's not on mic, and yet he is doing such a great job doing the makeup?
Well, you've
Buttons
done-
and Bones is a good character here. But Bill, I gotta ask you, what are you thinking?
The blood dripping down is like I want to scratch it.
This side of my face has been itchy all morning.
And so now I must disclose that in an hour you have a meeting with town officials to go through a final inspection.
Yeah,
You're not going to take that off, are you?
maybe.
No, I think it's good. I think our building inspector would enjoy seeing it because, quite frankly, nothing gets you in the mood of haunted house than seeing the director haunted housed up.
Absolutely.
And hopefully what this is doing is getting folks at home interested, excited, and ready to go to the Orpheum Theater for the haunted house. So the show times start at what time?
Start at 7 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays.
And it runs until...
And it runs until 10.
10. If it's a bigger crowd, we'll go until everyone's gone through.
And is it okay for kids? What's the youngest that you would bring your little sister to?
This is the most frequently asked question, and this is how I answer it. I did not raise your children. I don't know what you exposed to them. You might have showed them Friday the 13th every day for 8 years. I don't know. If you want to, bring your child in and you don't mind staying up for the next 4 months with the lights on and sleeping in the room, go for it. But more often than not, oh, it's okay, buddy. I don't want to go. Oh, buddy, you'll be fine. I don't want to go. And they come out, "Rah!" And it's like, you know what it is. It's not. They're not levels of this. It's you want to scare the bejesus out of someone. You're gonna do the best you can. So it's really your call. You know how you raised your child. You know what your child can take. If you walk around the house and go boo and the kid goes running into his room for an hour, don't bring him.
Yeah, probably not a good
That's
idea.
what the lights on tour is for.
Bill, you're killing me, baby. Come on. We're talking, we're having a serious conversation.
And you can't, yeah.
I didn't even contact
Buns and Bones, Ray, you did a fantastic job with Mr. C over here. I got to tell you, that looks great. Bill, so what you're saying, if I can paraphrase and focus, which is difficult for me on a good day, this is going to be challenging, is that there's no definite youngest age to go to the haunted house. Parents need to make their own decisions. But once you get in halfway through, it's going to be something where if there's a real problem, you can safely get them
Yeah, plenty
to
of
calm
exits
down.
throughout the building.
Okay,
Like I
so-
said, I'd say a teenager, like even junior high, maybe is somewhat safe, but ultimately you really know your child. So that's the safest thing. But once you pass the doors, there are no refunds. We'll give you exchange if you want to come.
You go to the point of no return. Enter if you
pretty
dare.
much, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, as a former actor and also someone who enjoys your haunted house, I love going in and just the feel of you're going in there wanting to be scared, expecting to be scared, and you go in there and you really do get legitimately scared.
Right.
I'm so excited to see this tunnel, the vortex, I don't know what you call it.
Vortex,
Dip
yeah.
the vortex.
But there's other things because it encompasses the entire theater.
Yeah,
The
we have
main- I
we
was
have
in there over
we
the
have a
weekend.
graveyard, we have a castle, we have a circus freak room, We have a lot of different mazes.
A lot of electronics, a lot of
Yeah.
moving things. It's not now are these guided tours?
No, we changed that a couple years ago, where it's groups of 5 or less, and they go in themselves. There's plenty of
You're
people
kidding me.
throughout. So
You just go in.
yeah.
Well, we have upwards of sometimes 30 actors.
Anyway, actually, sometimes we have 40 to 50
Yeah.
actors.
Wow.
So there are plenty
That's
of
a
people.
lot of work.
We
There's plenty of people
We have
to go on.
communication in every room. We have a two-way radio in every room, so that anything should go wrong or something happen. Matter of fact, last year, our last show, we lost the power in Foxborough. We did
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You look great. All right, let's just get that out of the way. Nothing I say is meant to offend, but when you're looking that
This way, you
it's just
get
like I'm
this
having
side
a
of it.
conversation.
It's almost like you have two
with
faces.
Kels.
Yeah.
But then you look at me and
It's the two-face.
so I apologize. Yes, it's great. And so we lost power.
And it was scary.
It was Halloween, and we lost
It was the last showing, and we lost power in town about 5 minutes in, and luckily we had the two-way radios. We could communicate safely. Told people to hold. We're waiting to see if it was come back, and we actually wound up running the haunted house, and it was even scarier.
It was.
I
We were
guess
in the
so.
haunt
It
the
was
whole
creepy.
night.
I mean, we didn't have the vortex spinning and a few little gadgets, but it was actually pretty darn
Well, the
scary.
entire town was a little scary at that time
Yeah,
too. So good for you for.
absolutely.
The worst
I guess
part
they say
about
the
that
show
was-
must go on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was no heat in the building, so eventually, there was heat, and then the power went out, and then slowly it started to get colder and colder.
Well,
and
it wasn't
colder.
like any of the rest of us in town could go home and get warm. So hey,
That's
you may
true.
as well go out to
Absolutely.
the haunted house. So I guess that's the
People
message
kept
this
coming,
year.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
There was something to do.
So the message this year is come out to the haunted house. Check them out at www.orpheum.org or just show up at the theater. It's located on the Common in beautiful downtown Foxborough. And there's plenty of parking. There's parking around the Common.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, it's a great night out for the kids, for the family. Bring a date, bring your coworkers. How great is it to bring the office out and do
Absolutely.
dinner at a theater?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not quite. It's a little bit better. You can only do it this time of the year, so. Folks at home, I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed hosting it. Thank you for taking the time to sit with me and my guests, Kels, Ray, Bill, or as we know them, Two-Face, Buttons and Bones, and Zombie Director Man. All right, and all this is Kelsey Ferguson, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
Ray Mitchell on the, we'll call him Ray Mitchell on the spray gun, and Bill Cunningham, Executive Director of our Orpheum Theater here in town. Come out to the Orpheum Theaters.
Orpheum House of Horrors.
Orpheum House of Horrors. It's
All right, go on,
right
the
here.
cute kid. There you
House
go.
of
I know, I
Horrors.
can't read. I'm a host. Thank you for coming out, joining us on Foxborough Central for this last half hour. I'm Bob Hickey. I'm your host on behalf of all the volunteers at Foxborough Cable Access, including Paul Gookin, Bob Loomis, Betty Travers on the cameras, Gary Nash behind the glass, Executive Director Michael Weber, Kevin Hickey on remote. I'm Bob Hickey, your host. With a Hey Foxborough, have a great one. I'll see you at the haunted house. Take care.